2 Kings chapter 8. And Elisha spoke to the woman of whom the sun was enlivened, saying, Rise up and go, you and your household, and sojourn of whichever place you should want to sojourn. For the Lord has called a famine upon the land, and it will be at hand upon the land for 7 years. And the woman rose up and did according to the saying of the man of God. And she went and her household, and sojourned in the land of the Philistines 7 years. And it came to pass after the end of the 7 years that the woman returned from out of the land of the Philistines. And she went to yell to the king on account of her house and on account of her fields. And the king spoke to Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of God, saying, Describe indeed to me all the great things which Elisha did. And it came to pass, of his describing to the king of how he enlivened the son having died, that, behold, the woman of whom he enlivened her son came yelling to the king concerning her house and concerning her fields. And Gehazi said, O master, O king, this is the woman, and this is her son whom Elisha enlivened. And the king asked the woman, and she described to him. And the king appointed to her one eunuch, saying, Return all the things of hers, and all the offspring of her field, from the day of which she left the land until the present. And Elisha came unto Damascus, and the son of Hadad, king of Syria, was infirm. And they announced to him, saying, The man of God comes unto here. And the king said to Hazael, Take in your hand a gift, and go for a meeting with the man of God, and seek anxiously of the Lord through him, saying, Shall I live from out of this my illness? And Hazael went to meet him, and took a gift in his hand from out of all the good things of Damascus, a tribute of 40 camels, and came and stood before him, and said, Your son, the son of Hadad, king of Syria, sent me to you, saying, Shall I live from out of this my illness? And Elisha said to him, Go, say to him, To life you shall live. But the Lord showed to me that to death he shall die. And Hazael stood in front of him, and he placed before him the gifts until he was ashamed. And the man of God wept. And Hazael said, Why is it that my master weeps? And he said that, I have beheld as many things as you shall do to the sons of Israel, bad things. You will send their fortresses up in fire, and their chosen ones you will kill by broadsword, and their infants you shall dash, and the ones of them having one in the womb you shall tear apart. And Hazael said, What is your bondman, the dog having died, that he will do this great thing? And Elisha said, The Lord showed to me you reigning over Syria. And he went forth from Elisha, and came to his master. And he said to him, What said Elisha to you? And he said, He said to me, To life you shall live. And it came to pass in the next day, and he took a rag, and dipped it in water, and put it upon his face, and he died. And Hazael reigned instead of him. In the 5th year of Joram son of Ahab, king of Israel, Joram son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, reigned. He was a son of 32 years old in his taking reign. And 8 years he reigned in Jerusalem. And he went in the way of the kings of Israel, as did the house of Ahab, for the daughter of Ahab was his wife. And he did the wicked thing before the Lord. And the Lord wanted not to corrupt Judah because of David his bondman, as he said to give to him the lamp, and to his sons all the days. In his days Edom annulled allegiance from between the hand of Judah, and they gave reign to a king over themselves. And Joram ascended into Zair, and all the chariots with him. And it happened as he rose up at night that he struck Edom, which was circling upon him, and the commanders of the chariots and the people fled to its tents. But Edom annulled allegiance from beneath the hand of Judah until this day. Then Libnah annulled allegiance in that time. And the rest of the words of Joram, and all as much as he did, behold, are not these written upon the scroll of the words of the days of the kings of Judah? And Joram slept with his fathers, and is entombed with his fathers in the city of David, his forefather. And Ahaziah, his son, reigned instead of him. In the 12th year of Joram, son of Ahab, king of Israel, Ahaziah, son of Joram, king of Judah, reigned. Ahaziah was a son of 22 years of age in his taking reign, and he reigned a year in Jerusalem. And the name of his mother was Athaliah, daughter of Omri, king of Israel. And he went in the way of the house of Ahab, and did the wicked thing before the Lord, as the house of Ahab, for he is son-in-law of the house of Ahab. And he went with Joram, son of Ahab, to war against Hazael, king of Syria, in Ramoth-Gilead. And the Syrians struck Joram. And King Joram returned to be treated medically in Jezreel from the wounds of which the Syrians struck him in Ramoth-Gilead, during his waging war against Hazael, king of Syria. And Ahaziah, son of Joram, king of Judah, went down to see Joram, son of Ahab, in Jezreel, because he was infirm.